welcome to Sundsvall that has been having rather chilly weather, cold weather now for the past week. So kind of suitable, of course, when we're marching into December, we're marching into winter, Christmas and all that stuff. So I thought it was a good idea to do a vinyl and CD update now, as it has been coming in a whole deal of records lately in my collection. Much, of course, due to the Mega Fleamarket in the previous video, but also there have been a flea market here in Sundsvall that has been giving away stuff for free. They have a regular store, but next to that one they also had a place where you can fill a bag for $5 and buy as much as you can that can fit in the bag. And that place they have decided to shut down and concentrate on the regular store. So they're giving away all those stuff for free. And they also picked some CDs from the regular store and put them out for free also. So I picked some CDs for free that I'm going to show. Maybe not stuff that is worth that much, but still great music. It's been a little weak when it comes to the regular stuff, places where I go to actually. But I have a lot to show, so let's start before this video will be too long. If you feel like it is a little long, so forgive me, but I have a lot to show. So let's start with CDs and CD singles. This is a 90s girl group, one of the many that followed in the footsteps of Spice Girls, Cleopatra, and the song I Want You Back. This is one of the CDs that I picked for free. So I thought for free I could try a little 90s pop. And this also I got for free. This is a DJ. I'm not sure where it's from, but it is a DJ called Jeremy Healy with Amos. They're singing a song, they're doing a song called Argentina. This is kind of a vocal trance stuff that was very popular in the 90s, Euro trance stuff, such like. And I remember it to be a pretty okay song. Not the best in the genre, but for free I thought why not? I could pick it up. For free also, George Michael, Older. I have this one as a cassette copy, but if I can pick it for free, of course, then I will pick a upgrade. And the same goes with this one. I also have this one as a cassette copy, so it's an upgrade of what I have to an original. Richard Marx Paid Vacation, which contains Now and Forever and those hits from '94. A couple of compilations that I most likely wouldn't have bought if I was able to pay for it. But for free, I could at least maybe find some artists that I can discover for new artists for me. There is a magazine called Uncut, and they have each month, if I'm not wrong, CDs that they give out with different kind of compilation of artists. So this is John Peel's Festive 15 Uncut, which is a compilation of different kind of indie stuff. Sugar Cubes, Billy Bragg, House of Love, and then a whole lot of band I never heard of. Camper van Beethoven, Spicenergy, Half Man, Half Biscuit, some names that I never heard of. But hopefully it can be one or two songs that are great and I've discovered something new. So most likely in its entirely, I'm not sure that this will stay in the collection, but I will listen to it and see if I find some artists that I haven't heard before and hear what they have. This is a compilation, Swedish compilation for Amnesty, where Swedish artists have been doing songs specifically for Amnesty. So it's, from what I know, new songs that aren't released anywhere else, with great Swedish artists like Robin, Jennifer Brown, Dilba, my favorite Peter Lemark, another my favorite Plura Jonsson, and Lisa Nilsson, Titiyo, and so on. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I got a couple of classic CDs with classic music for free also. This is Brahms Overture Academica Piano Concert number 2, and variations for orchestra on the theme of Haydn. I think that is what I mean, if my Italian doesn't fail me. I bought some of these from the label Concerto when I was younger on cassettes, because Concerto, this label release a whole lot of older recordings that I find very interesting when it comes to classical music. So the piano concert here is from recorded in 1954 and so on. So I think it's a great label if you like older classic music. This is another one, Beethoven, Coriolano Overture and Symphony 7 and 4. 60s, late 60s recordings, so not that old, but for free, why not? Now, leaving the free ones. This one I found, was very happy to find. Bruce Springsteen, Devils and Dust, from 2005. And this is actually a double, because it contains also a bonus DVD with filmed acoustic performances of some of the songs from this album. So regular and DVD. I talked before about Singers Unlimited, a jazz group released on the German label MPS, discovered by Oscar Peterson, who also were their mentor, and they did some really great recordings for that label. So I managed to find a compilation called Masterpieces by them. And Swedish indie group Vonadice with an album called Bugsy Me. It's a great one. I listened to this one. It's a great one. Maybe more rock than indie that I was hoping for, but still it's a great one. So let's go to vinyl singles. Going first to some 70s. Daryl Hall and Joan Oates, Rich Girl, and You'll Never Learn at the B-side, from 1976. We have some more 70s. This one is from 1975. Bee Gees, Jive Talking, Wind of Change at the B-side, not to be confused with the Scorpion song. Now we're marching into the singles I bought at the Mega Fleamarket. And first of all, as we're in a 70s mood, from 1976, Elvis' final big hit, if I'm not wrong, Moody Blue. It's not often I buy Elvis. I'm not a huge fan of Elvis, but he has done some really great stuff also that I've shown before. And I think Moody Blue I remember from my childhood, and I think this actually is a good, great Elvis single, actually, Elvis song, actually. She thinks I care. He thinks I still care at the B-side. 1976, I said, yes. Now, a cult classic, a Swedish cult classic. One of these that is so horrible that makes you, oh my god, laughing. I found it, you saw it at my video from the Mega Fleamarket. Bert and the Willis Boys with Hoppa Hulle. It's going to start from the beginning. Bert, in this case, is Swedish former record label owner, personality, celebrity, entrepreneur, also former politician for some reason. Controversial figure in Swedish celebrity actually. Bert Karlsson, who had this label, Marianne Records. He released several Swedish schlager and dance bands. And in 1987, if you wanted to look how he looks like for real, because of course this is a parody picture, this is him. This song, Hoppa Hulle, is more known. I don't know what it's called in the original, but it was Israeli Eurovision Song Contest entry. Israel's Eurovision Song Contest entry for 1987. It was at that time a very controversial Israeli song where they celebrated the people who were lazy and just did nothing really. And they just walked around, and the refrain was Hoppa Hulle 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 Hoppa Hulle Hulle Hulle. It really got stuck in your mind. So Bert Karlsson decided that this is a song that I can make in Swedish. And in Swedish version, it's mostly he's singing about himself and running how he discovers different kind of artists and so on. And what he does to sell records and so on. Problem is, for a guy who he has actually been having running a whole lot of these kind of musical American Idol looking copies like Fame Factory and so on. And where he tried to discover and has been nasty to people who can't sing. And for a guy who has run that show, he sings horrible. He can take one tone right, but still the song is stuck in your head. You don't want it in your head, but you can't get it out. So it's really cult classic. I really happy to finally found it. On a more serious note, Dave Edmunds, Almost Saturday Night. I don't like the original by Creedence Clearwater Revival. As you know, I really don't like Creedence or John Fogerty. But I heard Dave Edmunds' version first in Swedish radio back when I was a kid, and that one stuck in my head. So it's been stuck with me ever since. So I actually picked it up. It's a great version with Dave Edmunds, though. You'll never get me up at the B-side. Swedish toaster and dance artist that I showed, talked about in the video, Papa D, Ain't No Substitute, from 1992. This one was really, I was very happy to find this one. This is Frankie Goes to Hollywood and the singer Rage Hard. And we have at the B-side, we have the song Don't Lose What's Left of Your Little Mind. And it looks so like it could be very normal. But if you open, you got some fists sticking up. So it's very interesting. Single. Actually found for £1 per dollar. Taking some Swedish, singer Lisa Nilsson, one of my absolute favorites, with a very early song from 1989 called Say That You'll Be There. Great one with a lot of horns and rather groove. Swedish 60s schlager by one of Sweden's most famous schlager artists, Anita Lindblom. And the song Kring de husen I gränderna vid hamnen. And really nice, cute and relaxing song, definitely. Phil Collins in there tonight, but not the original one. This is a 88 remix, and it was fun to have, and it's actually not that bad for a remix that is later than original. It doesn't come up, of course, with the original standards, but it still is a great one. We have a great single from the Face Value album, I Missed Again, at the B-side. We have Colin Blunstone with a forgotten single today, Touch, and an instrumental version at the B-side. From 1983, Cliff Richard from 79, We Don't Talk Anymore, Count Me Out at the B-side. We have another specialty. We have a Wham, their final double EP. This is a double EP with one EP containing Edge of Heaven and the 86 version of Wham Rap, and the other EP containing Battle Station and their final single ever, Where Did Your Heart Go, on the other side. So, two singles. Ritchie Family, Give Me a Break and Bad Reputation. This is one of the best songs that Ritchie Family did, actually, from 1980. Nice, more soulish than we're used to when it comes to the more European disco-ish band normally. Two singles with the same artist, Jermaine Stewart, Is This Really Love, from 1989, and from 1989 also, Trendy Amour. Some really nice 80s soul disco. More 89, Rick Springfield, and a follow-up to his Rock of Life single called This Is No Honeymoon, My Father's Chair at the B-side. This is a single by the Corgis. As this cover sleeve has the same label, I assume that this is also original sleeve. If It's Alright With You Baby, from their Dumb Waiters album, the same album that contains Everybody Gotta Learn Sometime, a really great album. And we have Love Ain't Too Far Away, also from the same album. So two songs from a really great album. Martika and More Than You Know, the song that was before her famous Toy Soldiers song. And we have Alibis at the B-side. This is a song I remember from the childhood. I recorded videotapes when I was younger from Sky Channel, MTV and so on, with rock music. And one song that I recorded without actually have heard it, but I thought it was a nice melody. And it was no big hit at all in Sweden. This is strange since we're talking about a very, very famous artist called Elton John. So this single, A Word in Spanish, was a very, very forgotten single from the Reg Strikes Back album. But I found it to be a real, real nice and relaxing song. So I recorded it, and I've never seen the song other than in my music video VHS tape. After that, Heavy Traffic at the B-side. And we have also Sarah Vaughan, Eternally, You're My Baby, Broken Hearted Melody, and Misty. And this Sarah Vaughan single has conduction by orchestra arranged and conducted by Belford C. Hendricks. Never heard of the guy, but It's Sarah Vaughan. It's all nice to have. And The Whispers with It's a Love Thing from 1980, I think. Yes, 80. Girl, I Need You at the B-side. So, leaving singles and goes to full length. Where to start? We start saving the album from the Mega Fleamarket for last. So we take the other ones first. We have another one that I have in a horrible bootleg cassette version that I wanted to have in original. Stevie Wonder's Ink Square Circle, an album that contains Part-Time Lover and so on. From 1985. We have a Dr. Hook, a little later one from 82, Players in the Dark. Dr. Hook were the best in the 70s, but this isn't a bad album at all. This is actually really pretty okay album. The first two songs were a little so-so, but this contains some really great stuff. So actually a great Dr. Hook album. Some jazz, not much jazz this month actually, I've been a little bit bad luck when it comes to jazz. On the other hand, the previous year has been has been better on that still by far. But I found this one, Oscar Peterson Trio for $1, West Side Story. And the trio in this case is the regular trio with Ray Brown and Ed Thigpen. So really happy to continuing my finding of Oscar Peterson albums. I also found this one, a live concert with Barney Kessel, Summertime in Montreux, recorded live at the Montreux Jazz Festival back in 1973, July. And containing these musicians. I listened to quick peeks and it sounds very relaxing and very great, smooth. So it's going to be very interesting to listen to an entire album. Now, all we have left are the vinyls from the Mega Fleamarket. And Al Stewart and the album Time Passages. I have very little Al Stewart actually, so this one is a very welcome addition to it. This one is from 1978. Ashford and Simpson. I had one Ashford and Simpson that I showed in the beginning of my vinyl, in my vinyl community time, when I bought the Solid album from 1985. It wasn't all that good. I love 80s soul, but that one was very stale. But this one is from 1979 and it's a whole lot more groove and funkier. It's containing this single I Found a Cure that I have on 7-inch actually. So this one, from what I heard from the quick peeks, sounds really great. I talked about these guys, the Corgis, and the album Dumb Waitress. The album after that I found, it's an album called Sticky George from 1981. After Everybody's Gonna Learn Sometime, the Corgis didn't have any more huge hits, unfortunately, because they are sadly forgotten and really great. So I can't wait until listening to this follow-up album. We have another oddity some might see it as, but that I really do like. Edmundo Ross and his orchestra. This one song is very interesting. Strings Latino is made up for really relaxing time, as I really enjoy Edmundo Ross, very well organized and arranged orchestra, and along with strings. It's going to be very relaxing. A Decca recording. And some of you know that I have been in a stream every now and then with Doc Docus, and every now and then they actually for some reason get the idea to show Partridge Family albums, and I'm sitting there. I don't own any Partridge Family. I can't be participating in that little trick. So I thought, well, let's buy one. The little I've heard of Partridge Family, I have nothing against it. I had an album with David Cassidy that I thought was pretty crappy, but the little I've heard of the group itself sounds really okay. So I bought myself Notebook in 1972 to be a part of the Partridge Family on YouTube stream, on Doc Docus Family. So I got one now. And finally, one of my absolute favorite Swedish jazz singers, Monica Zetterlund. This time with the Swedish female Swedish band leader, Monica Dominic. So both their names are Monica. So that's why the album is called Monica. This I listened to yesterday, and it's actually a good album, though a little step away from jazz and more to a little this and that. Actually, it has elements of the album is from 1972, and it's elements of prog sometimes. It's elements of jazz, of course. It has elements of Swedish Schlager, sometimes Swedish pop. It all blend together, and also Swedish folk music, all blend together, and it actually doesn't sound all that bad. Sometimes it's getting a little bit fuzzy, and it's a little too much for me. But actually, overall, it's a good album. It's a really good album that I definitely will keep, as I'm a huge fan of Monica Zetterlund. So, I made it to half an hour. So that is what's been happening here, what's been coming into my collection for the past weeks. So, I will try to do another year chart for 1987 that I've been promising also. That might be next. But it's also a Christmas vinyl tag out there that I will try to do also. So, you won't get rid of me that easily. So until next time, have a real nice time no matter where you are, no matter what you do. Take care and so long.